First of all, the Blue Lock manga is genuinely so peak right now. Who else agrees with me? Second, does anyone else play the Blue Lock game called Vision on Roblox? If so, comment below your Roblox name and let's run it up. And shout out to the fan I ran into the other day. I am indeed the real me. What's going on, everyone? My name is Anamasu, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Blue Lock Chapter 283 leaks, titled Field Offensive and Defensive. If you enjoy Blue Lock and want to stay up to date, please subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and comment down below what kind of content you'd like to see. Without further ado, let's get right into today's leaks, and just know, I love and appreciate you all so much. The Chapter 283 leaks start off with intro text stating, Itoshiri and Isagi face off once again. A limit-pushing one-on-one battle begins, directly in front of the goal. With an overhead view showing Itoshiri breaking past the last two defenders, players such as Shido and Raichi are left stunned in confusion. Yo Hiyori, however, is praying for his homie, because with Isagi seen wrapping back and around, he now remains as the last line of defense apart from Gagamaru. Only 10 seconds remain on the star change system, so if Isagi can prevent this goal, they will have a moment to breathe. Page 2 shows the back of Itoshiri's jersey as he approaches closer, now looking directly into the awakened Isagi's new eyes. With Gagamaru readying himself and Isagi fully awakened, he dares the Berserker to just try and close this game out. I also want to point out how the moment Rin sees his rival, his mouth immediately opens wider than ever, dripping drool out like a goddamn water fountain. That's true obsession and hatred right there. Itoshiri finally dashes forward while immersing himself back into the zone, as he can score the winning goal while also devouring his #1 rival. Even Noah is worried and unsure of what could come next, as Julian Loki smirks and encourages Rin to close it out. With page 4 then showing an amazing double spread of both Itoshiri and Isagi Yoichi facing off with their auras on full display. Isagi knows exactly what Rin wants here. Victory while also devouring his rival. However, Isagi is now fully locked in and cannot let that happen. One player emerges in a dark muddy aura with monsters raging within, and the other, a beacon of light, glowing with puzzle pieces all around in a full white aura. We then see Itoshiri's eyes begin to spiral and begin to form as he lunges towards Isagi while chanting his name over and over with obsession. Yoichi on the other hand is fully focused on his objective rather than the rivalry, stepping in to restrict the amount of open space Itoshiri could use. Being the monster he is, Rin swings through with the shot anyway, clashing into Isagi Yoichi's front as his eyes ooze a dark black. He's now fully into the flow state with his #1 rival's challenge, and he's been put into an optimal position to score the winning goal. But it was all intentional. It just seemed too easy. Itoshiri goes on to taunt his rival by saying that this will be his win. However, with a determined look, Isagi shocks him by saying he was just a sacrificial pawn. Leaving Rin completely stunned, Isagi goes on to say that he was too perverted and let his desires cloud his judgment. This is what stabs a genius. A prodigy x prodigy chemical reaction. The moment we've all been waiting for so long finally comes, as Isagi, Yoichi, and Michael Kaiser have been forced to work together. As the ball continues on from Itoshiri's shot, Michael can be seen tracking it with his metavision, sprinting in position to intercept or at least deflect it. Isagi has used his better judgment to realize, hey, maybe a 1v1 against Itoshiri is more than likely impossible. He then used Rin's lust to destruction and specifically him as bait, luring him into a position where the shot would be contested, messy, and take just long enough for Kaiser to arrive. With a look of horror on Rin's face, he realizes that Isagi is once again rebuilding himself, and it's paying off big time. Using himself as a pawn to slow down and distract Rin, Isagi has given Michael Kaiser enough time to sprint into the backline and get just a piece of the ball. He flies through the air and manages to just barely hit a piece of the ball like I said, accompanied by a chemical reaction aura of thorny puzzle pieces. I am just so happy to see Kaiser and Isagi finally have a chemical reaction, and it happened in the best way possible. Isagi Yoichi's evolution led to his ultimate understanding of every egoist able to not only handle the genius Rin, but manipulate the situation to create a team-up between him and Kaiser, two talented learners. Absolute masterclass. Anyways, with Kaiser looking at the ball in worry, he realizes he may have needed to get a better deflection as it continues along on a decent shot course. The perspective then switches to Gagamaru, who's tracking the ball, firstly noting that at its current rate, it should hit the crossbar and hopefully bounce out. With the next page showing Charles smiling wide and Isagi and Kaiser looking horrified. The ball did not end up bouncing out. It instead hits the crossbar and deflects inward, bouncing into the pitch and just almost crossing the goal line. With the game on the line and PXG having a possible victory of 3-2, Gagamaru again has clutched up in an amazing double spread, reacting off of pure instinct to leap right and whack the ball away. He calls the technique bear claw defending, which I find so fitting, and OGs of the channel know I'm a huge Gagamaru fanboy. I literally made an entire video predicting his whole primal instinct thing, so I'm super happy to now see him naming his techniques after the animals too. Anyways, everyone on the pitch is left unable to close their mouths, as nobody can believe the miracle save that just occurred. In the last page and final moments, Kagamaru has saved Bastion Munich from a crushing defeat at the hands of Itoshi Rin, the Berserker. Isagi of course pumps his fist into the air with determined grit, as his plan and awakening has all paid off. He finally can handle Itoshi Rin in his own way, because rather than trying to fight like a genius, our boy has accepted his role as God's chosen prodigy, a talented learner. Ending off with that amazing final page of Kagamaru and Isagi celebrating, we then get some outro text stating, with Kagamaru's super save, it's in favor of Germany's Bastion Munich. You've done it, and can continue to do so. From prodigy to genius killer, Isagi Yoichi. This outro text kinda has me upset too, because I already coined Igarashi with the badass nickname of Genius Killer, and now Isagi is one too? Hey, birds of a feather I guess. Anyways, with that being all the info from chapter 283, we then have the title for the upcoming chapter 284, being Soul. With no break once more, the next chapter should see the end of the Star Train system, forcing Noah and Julian Loki to sub out of this game. Obviously, there's not much going on for PXG's bench, but as for who will replace Noah, I am very curious to see who they choose. Yukimiya Kinyu was still expecting to appear in this match, so maybe he'll have some time to shine. I don't really see any use for him on the current field though, and I honestly think he'll serve as an example of clouded judgment. Bro should have just taken the offer. I also see the possibility of Kunigami or Corona coming back onto the pitch. Most likely the latter, as Kunigami's arc seems to be wrapped up. The most Kuni could do is score from Isagi's awakening, and even then people would be disappointed with his development and it just would not make sense for Isagi. Corona on the other hand could provide Isagi a needed hand to dominate the midfield, breaking through every defender just like in Hugh's Younger. Also, we could see an amazing chemical reaction between like, I don't know, Kaiser, Isagi, Hiyori, Corona, all in one? Maybe even this, bro. Galaxy Hotline's gonna get upgraded to the entire solar system. Bro has his bag deepened. The only other person that could sub onto the pitch for Bastion Munich, I believe, is Naru Tepe, which like, I thought he could be used for Julian Loki due to his speed, but now that Loki's getting subbed out, what would Naru even be used for? Maybe like handling Zantetsu, but there's no other speedsters on the field. Comment down below what theories you guys have, or just whatever you'd most prefer to see, as this match will end very shortly, and I mean like in 1, 2, 3 chapters, who knows. With that being the end of today's league coverage though, I just want to thank you all so much for supporting my channel and tuning in. I've recently gotten a lot of kind messages encouraging me to keep going, and it really means more than you can imagine. Subscribing to the channel and commenting on the videos really helps me out so much, and if you're interested, I also have a community Discord link down below that has a ton of Blue Lock fans you can interact with. As for the Blue Lock Halloween art competition, I'm still counting up votes because I mean damn, there was a lot more than I expected, so thank you all so much once again for participating, thank you to the artists, and thank you for everyone who voted because it actually gives meaning to the competition. I hope you all genuinely have an amazing day or night, whatever it may be, and I'll see you in the next video very shortly.